Alrighty, we're going to get going. I'm sure everyone has lots to do today. I know I do. I have 50 to 75 people coming to my home tomorrow, so we've got a few things to do today too. So we'll get going with training and maybe even end a little early today. But I know there's new people on the phone today, and I'll just start with my story. Some of you know me, some of you don't. But my name is Jennifer Eaves. I am an ambassador, presidential ambassador with Reliv. I've been with the company for 14 and a half years. And by the way, if anyone has a hard time hearing me or if there's any problems with the slides or anything, please text me at 801-400-6449. Let me know. Because sometimes I know my voice dies down and people can't hear me. So I'll try to speak up. But I've been with Reliv for over 14 years. When I started Reliv, we were totally broke. My husband had 3 years without much work. We had almost no money at all in the bank. We were totally destitute, and I had just had a new baby. But I was looking and praying for a business that I could do at home around my children. I was extremely shy, kind of thinking maybe I could have a computer, computer work or something. And at that time, Reliv came into our lives. I've always been a person that's open to answers. I feel like we're blessed through other people, and we were also looking for answers for our son, who was having a lot of behavioral issues, ADHD, depression, oppositional defiant disorder. He would have rages that would last for hours, and I had stomach and bowel issues for 20 years, so we had some health concerns, but I'm so grateful that the person that shared with me kind of showed me the whole picture of everything Reliv had to offer, because I couldn't hardly buy a loaf of bread at the time. And so when I went to my first Reliv meeting, it was the business that excited me and the products. We kind of jumped in with both feet, found a way to come in at the highest profit level Reliv has. You know what? I forgot to mute the lines. So I'm going to do that really quickly. They've changed the code, so I'm trying to. Okay. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Anyway, so I came at the highest profit level. Our family got started on the products. We've had amazing results. We love Reliv. We'll never be without it. We save money because we are super healthy. I haven't filled a single prescription in 14 and a half years. It took 2 months, and the stomach and bowel issues that I had for 20 years were gone. I've been almost symptom-free for close to 14 and a half years. My son started improving. His behavior improved. His depression lifted. And he, after a couple months, he was doing a lot better. His grades went up. His focus and behavior at home and school were greatly improved. And my kids were healthier, just over time especially. They used to have chronic ear infections, and that, they just weren't missing school as often, weren't getting sick as often, could fight sicknesses quicker, and I knew we had stronger immune systems. It was very apparent. So love the products, have taken them every day for 14 and a half years, but the business has been a huge blessing for our family. Like I said, when I started, I was super shy, and that's why.
That's why I was 12. That's the age I was getting.
Someone isn't muted, and I don't know. I have tried to mute the lines twice, and I can't. So someone's talking about when they were 12. If you could just push *6 and mute your lines, that would be awesome. Thank you. Anyway, so started sharing with other people. Learned how to do this business. It doesn't matter what business you have, there's always training and learning that business. So I plugged into everything that Reliv had. We used to have trainings every Saturday. Now we have webinars where we can sit at home, and that's nice and convenient. I got on calls. I got on the Monday night training call. I just did everything I could to learn this business, and I started sharing from day one, shared with my parents the night I found out about Reliv. They've been on Reliv as long as I have and feel great and are healthy. And so I started earning some income, earned a few $100s the first month, kept sharing, kept doing Reliv every day, treating it like a real business, which we'll talk about today. By third or fourth month, I was earning about $1,000. By about the third month, that's really when my business took off. I had shared with some people that, we were all. I was sharing, they were sharing, and by 6 months in the business, we were senior directors. Had earned over $3,000 that month, and by a year, Reliv invited us into the ambassador program. We earned a total of about $8,000 that month. We ended up earning $40,000 our first year. It doubled to $80,000 our second year. Our second year, we went presidential, which is when you have a month of over $8,000 in overrides, and we have continued doing Reliv and love it, and have blessed hundreds of people. That will always be my favorite result with Reliv. This last week, I received an email from a man that I shared with, and I should have pulled that up. I'm going to pull it up really quickly. And he had just gone to the doctor and had where is it? There it is. Had a checkup, and his blood pressure was down. He was 25 pounds lighter than his last visit, which was in November. He started Fit3 in February. Most of his weight loss has been since then. His cholesterol was down 120 points since November. It dropped to, I think it was 298, dropped to 178. His triglycerides were down 402 points since November. And I will say he had been on the other products. He's been on the other products since November. He just started Fit3 in February. And his white blood count was down 22%, which he was thrilled with because he has leukemia. And so that was his favorite number. And he's just excited. He wants to continue to lose 25 pounds. And the thing he said at the end is he said, Fit3 has helped me with the slight adjustments that I needed to my lifestyle, and they've become routine, and so I know I'll continue to lose and keep the weight off, which is what I love about Fit3. I've always taught people, there will never be a magic pill or something you can take that will keep weight off forever and keep you healthy forever. There's only one way to health and weight loss and wellness, and it's to make healthy choices, more, less food, healthier food, more exercise, more moving our bodies. So anyway, that's exciting, and I love things like that. I've had so many people that I've helped, fun emails like that and calls and thanking me for sharing or telling them about Reliv. So I have loved this business. It's important to me. I love the corporate leaders. I was gonna put it on this slide here. Oh, come on. There we go. I just love everything about Reliv, the integrity from the top, and the products are unmatched. There is nothing like Reliv. There's so many differences with Reliv. There are a lot of good products out there, but Reliv is the only clinically proven epigenetic nutrition that you can find. When you consume something like organic vegetables and things that work at an epigenetic level, that is where your body heals. That's how you turn your health around. So Reliv is proven to, stop and reverse disease. It needs to be taken consistently, just like we eat food every day, but it works. And so we're not going to spend a whole ton of time on the products today. We're going to focus on the business and sharing. The wonderful thing about Reliv is you don't have to know it all. I loved that. I loved that I could just introduce my friends to my upline or to my my Reliv friends, my contacts to my Reliv friends, and they could share, they could help me. I don't do this business alone. If you know me, if you've ever done a call with me, you know that I'm hardly ever on the phone alone. I love to have people hear stories and the reality of Reliv and all that, which we'll go into today. So there are a couple promotions. Reliv Conference is coming up in July, and they always offer some fun promotions before conference. I think the promotions they have right now are probably about the best they've ever offered. So the Power of 3 just began this week. It's only available May, June, and July. And this is an incredible promotion. It's when you personally sponsor a master affiliate, you double and triple your income pretty much. So, and it's available only to master affiliates, but you don't have to be fully qualified. So if someone, let's say someone were to become a master affiliate today and they sponsored 3 master affiliates this month, they would still, or 1, 2, or 3, they would still earn the bonus. But that's why the master affiliate level is important. It opens up 3 more avenues of income. But what happens, so usually when you sponsor a master affiliate, you earn 5%, which is $250. And Reliv is offering a bonus where you get a $250 bonus. So you would earn $500 from sponsoring a master affiliate instead of $250. You sponsor 2 master affiliates, you get another $250 bonus. So another, at that point you would earn $1,000 instead of $500. If you break 3, this is awesome because you get an extra $500. So you're tripling. Usually you earn $250. You earn $750 when you sponsor that 3rd master affiliate. So your total earnings would be $1,750 versus $750, which is normally what you would earn from sponsoring 3 master affiliates. So hopefully that makes sense. This is an awesome bonus. I was crunching some numbers yesterday. I know Bob Montgomery, Reliv's CEO, has always taught the power of 3. He said, just focus on 3. Focus on, 3 people that really need the products. Focus on 3 people that you would love to be in business with. Go to those people with, excitement, passion, and share with them, and then help those 3 go to 3. So I was going through the numbers, and when a master affiliate sponsors 3, like I said, I just went through that. You would earn $750 plus $1,000 in bonus money, so $1,750. When you help those 3 master affiliates that you have sponsored just duplicate what you did, do the same thing, you would have 9 on that level. At that point, you're earning overrides, so 8% of that would be $3,240 in overrides. So you'd earn over $3,000 in overrides. At that point, you'd be a key director because you go, you reach key director 2 different ways. One way is $1,000 in overrides. So you would get a $500 key director bonus, and you would also reach the senior director level, which is $2,500 or more in overrides. So you would earn a $1,000 key director. So almost $5,000 just in bonus money and overrides. And plus we always earn retail on top of that and wholesale on top of that. So for sure, your second, and this is a brand new person could do this. Their second month in business earn, almost $5,000. When you help those 9 duplicate, at that point, your overrides would be about $7,300. You would be a master director and super close to presidential. So you'd get a $2,000 master director bonus. So your earnings would be close to $10,000, and for sure $10,000 by the time you add in wholesale and retail. And that's by the 3rd month. And that is doable. In the 14 years I've been in Reliv, people do that in Reliv all the time. I've had lots of people in my organization do that. And what it means is just, being excited, lead with the business. I sponsored a man about 14 years ago. He had really amazing results with his health. And he was just a sweet, kind, very passionate man. He loved people. He talked to people everywhere he went. And he was super excited about Reliv. In fact, he had even started sharing Reliv before he had results, which is what I did. I figured, these products have been around 28 years. I don't need to wait until I have results. But this man, his second month in the business, and it was his first qualified month as a master affiliate, he earned over $7,300. He had sponsored He was second in the nation, had sponsored, I think, 4 or 5 master affiliates. I had another man in my organization whose volume was about $60,000. In his very first month in the business, he sponsored over 8 master affiliates. Some of them sponsored. So anyway, it's very, very doable. It's just it's important to be excited and passionate to not do this business alone. This man that I'm talking about, I received calls from him every day. He would be standing in the grocery store and he'd call and say, Jen, I was just standing by this man, and he had little things he would say, like he'd go up to people and say, how are you? And they'd say, great, how are you? And he'd say, pretty good for a man that's supposed to be dead, because he had super, super high cholesterol. The doctors had given him 6 months to live. He'd had all these strokes, and so that would just kind of spur on conversation. He would listen to their needs, and then he would say something like, I found something, it's saved my life or changed my life or whatever, and they'd say, where do I get it? Or whatever they would say, and he'd say, Jennifer, she lives in Linden, we can, let's call her right now. And he would just dial on and have them right there, and I would share a little bit, or he'd be standing at the gas pump and talking to the person across from him, and how you doing? And, so it's just sharing with a lot of people. And that's what this man did, is he just shared every single day. It was important to him. It was important to bless people's lives. He loved people. And so I wanted to share something, too, that I forgot on the product page. Maybe I'll go back here. I was listening this week to a doctor, and he's a doctor that focuses more on helping people increase their nutrition and be healthy through nutritional means versus, more medications and whatnot. But he said something that I liked and I believe. He said the cause of disease is always 2 things: our genetic weaknesses, and what we put into our mouths. And I totally believe that. And he said, so many of the things that we are doing in our society and with healthcare today, medications and things, do not address the core problem that's making us sick, which is pretty much what we're putting in our mouth. Because, we know with Reliv, Reliv targets those 2 things. It's helping, because it does work at an epigenetic level, it's helping maybe genetic weaknesses that we have. And, when you consume nutrition that works at that deep level in the body, but you're also, of course, adding a ton of nutrition, vitamins and minerals and amino acids and elements of nutrition that are hard to get in a typical diet, that you can easily, mix in a shake up and drink down and get that nutrition. So I just thought, that's what we're doing with Reliv. To me, it's still very important to eat healthy. I take that very seriously with my family. Most of my cart when I go to the store is filled with vegetables and fruit, and that's kind of what we base our meals around. We don't eat perfect, but it's important to me to leave junk out of my house and have good food available for my children. So, but Reliv is part of that. Anyway, so I'll backtrack a little bit. So the Power of 3 is awesome. Share it, get excited about it, and help the people that you're sharing with get excited about it. This is, it is totally doable. Reliv's growing quickly. Fit 3 is awesome. All their products are awesome. So, and then conference. Conference is coming up July 27th through the 29th. I have not missed a conference in 14 and a half years. I can promise you I would not be in this business if I hadn't gone to my first conference. The first conference I went to was about a month after I started in this business. At that time, like I said, we were dead broke. I live in Utah. The conference was in Arizona. I was going to drive down with my sister-in-law. She called me the night before and said she couldn't go anymore. I had a new baby. I thought, I'm not going to go by myself, and my husband was going to stay back with our other kids. Anyway, the night before, I purchased an airline ticket, which I didn't have money for. I called my cousin who sponsored me. She lives in Arizona. I stayed at her home, and I went to this conference. with a nursing baby with me, and it totally changed the way I did Reliv, totally changed the passion that I had. I mean, I loved Reliv. I was sharing. I was excited about it. But at conference, you hear from, the food scientist. You hear from leaders in the company, corporate leaders and successful distributors. And you can't get it anywhere else. I mean, it kind of keeps you charged for a year. Anyway, it's great. So do what you can to get there. It's always best. In fact, if you go on the Reliv website, I noticed yesterday they have a fun post about how to save on airline tickets. And they mentioned in that post that airline tickets are almost always cheaper farther out. And the closer you get to the date, they go up in price. And that leads me to the next promotion Reliv has, which is if you sponsor for three distributors from March until July, you get a free conference ticket, which is a $200 value. So that's just distributors at any level, which is not difficult to do. So that's an awesome promotion. I am wondering, Robert and Lauren, did you ever get on? I would love to have someone talk about conference for a second. I was thinking one of you maybe could share. I don't know if I have made the phone so people can't get on. Get to push *6. If not, is there someone else that's out there that can come on and just share really quickly why conference is important and what it means to them? And like I said, I maybe have muted the line so that no one can get on. So maybe we'll just go on. Hopefully.
Hey, Jen.
Oh, you can unmute. Yay. Yes.
Yeah, I unmuted. This is Juanita in Washington.
Hi, Juanita.
And about conference, I get really excited about conference. And since they weren't on and you said somebody else, I thought I'd jump on because you really can't duplicate that conference. And you meet people and you hear stories. And I have to, when you were talking about how shy you were and this and that, I remember going to a conference and you just pick up so much from it and from getting together. And so our group had gotten together and you shared and you were up in front and you were talking about one of the first times that you went through, I think it was an opportunity to book or something, and how you just kind of turned the page and it was a friend or something. And at the end, I think what she decided, if I remember right, she decided she'd go master affiliate because the way you did it, she says, if you can do it like this and do what you're doing, I can do this business. And I've not ever forgotten that. And it's just you pick up so much from meeting people in person. And you get to meet corporate. And I ran into Dr. Galvez a couple of times going to conference and was able to thank him for, everything he's done. So there is no way that you can duplicate conference. I mean, you just have to go.
Awesome.
So there you
Thanks, Juanita. Thank you for sharing. And you have a very good memory, and you shared that story pretty well. In fact,
well, it really touched me. It was great. You might want to fill in the blanks.
No, you did well. That was my next-door neighbor and very good friend, Becky. She actually is a senior director in the company. But, yeah, it was she had called me to see if I could help watch her children. And I said, oh, I'm sorry, I just started this new business, and I'm super busy. And, I mean, she wanted me to watch them, like, on a daily basis. And anyway, and she's like, oh, what are you doing? Come tell me about it. And I went over and I did. I opened the presentation book, and I was like, this is Bob Montgomery. It was like 3 minutes, and it was lame as it could be. And she did. She said, she's like, well, and she walked back. She got her credit card, and she said, I want to be a master affiliate because if you can do this business, anybody can do this business, Jen. So it was, it is a good lesson. We don't have to be perfect. In fact, we just don't have to really know much at all. Just be passionate. And, I shared about this man, Steve, that I shared with, and I can't tell you how many hundreds of times, because his business grew very quickly. He was an ambassador within 10 months. And people kept saying, what are you doing? What are you doing? But the thing is Steve had the exact same products we have. He had the exact same business that we have, and the exact same opportunity. He just shared with more people, had passion, and he kept it really simple. And that's something I've learned. In the beginning, I used to call people for the first time and tell them all about everything about Reliv. I did an appointment like the very first time, and I have since learned that that's not a great way. Just a little bit. I have found something absolutely incredible you got to hear about, and we'll talk more about that. That's what training is for. But thanks for sharing, Juanita. Conference is awesome. All right, so we have less than 30 minutes, and we're going to get through this. So we'll talk about, so Reliv has, I call them the 5 fundamental steps in building a business. When I started, I mentioned I was super shy, and I remember one day I wanted to treat Reliv like a real business and not a hobby. Some people think they can just sign up as a distributor, do a little here, do a little there, maybe talk to one person a month or whatever, and be hugely successful. We were about to lose our home, honestly. I mean, I had no money to pay any bills, and so I needed to make this work. That's why I came in as master affiliate. I had all this product. I put it on a 0% interest credit card. It was the only way I could do it. I had 0% for a year, and I just started sharing. And I tried the best I could, and I made mistakes, and we all do. And some people said no, but I just kept sharing, kept doing. But I called my sponsor this one day, and I said, what am I supposed to do? I wake up in the morning, what should I do to share Reliv? And she said, Jen, get out a paper and write the numbers 1 to 5. And so that's what we'll talk about today, is those just the fundamentals that we do day in and day out. I call them high payout activities. We can organize papers, we can send emails, things like that. I mean, and I do that all the time, and that's very successful, actually, sharing information and whatnot. But some things that we do aren't high payout activities, but these are. So to be successful with Reliv, and this is what Steve, this man, did, is you fuel your business with new people. New people, doesn't matter how long you've been in Reliv. I mean, after 14 years, I'm continually sharing with new people and finding new people. So take action now, and the daily fundamentals, the first thing you do is identify people to talk to. Make a list. That's what I like to call it. Make a list of as many people as you possibly can. Don't prejudge at all. I like to tell people, if you prejudge that someone is too healthy or too sick or too rich or too poor or too tall or too short or too whatever, you'll knock everybody off that list. Bob Montgomery shared one time at conference, he said, if you take this half of the room and you tell me they'll be successful, and you take this other half and you tell me they won't be successful, I'm going to go to that other half that you say won't be successful every time, because you have no idea when people will be interested. You just keep talking, just keep sharing. I tell people, make a list of at least 100 people. Think of who you knew in school, neighbors, friends, family. Sometimes be the hardest, but it's okay. You just make a list and start the 10 top people that you want to share the products with, and 10 top people that you would love to be in business with, business builders. And then start today. Who do you want to contact? And then always continually have people, church, school, social media, things like that you can keep adding to your list. I never take people off my list. I have a lady that I shared with in my organization, and I just loved her. I grew up, we lived right across the street from them. I have, there's 8 of us. I have 7 brothers and sisters, and they had 8. And we all, I was best friends with some of her children, and her name was Karen, and I loved her. She meant a lot to me, and helped kind of shape the person that I am, and did, anyway. But she had post-polio, was very sick, kind of drug a leg, and I wanted to share Reliv with her, and I called one day, and it was kind of hard for me to call her, because, but I called and I shared with her, and do you know what? She told me no. But I didn't take her off my list. And a couple years later, I was kind of praying, and I always kind of that's an important part of my Reliv business and everything that I do in life. And I had a really strong feeling one day to call her, Karen, again. And I was probably a little stronger 2 years later, but I think I mentioned in the beginning that I gave people way too much information, and I did that with her. And this next time I just called her and I just said, I was thinking of you, and just I just shared Reliv with her, and she said, you know what, Jen, nothing you would have said 2 years ago would have, I was just kind of crazy at that time in my life. I couldn't think of one more thing, and it doesn't matter what you said. I would not have been interested, but I have been looking for answers. I've been praying for answers, and yes, I am interested. She came to a Reliv meeting that night. She brought 3 of her friends, 2 of them and her, so 3 people that night signed up at the highest profit level, the master affiliate level, and she went on. Her husband had great results with vertigo. She had amazing results with post-polio, and they ended up serving a mission for our church in St. George, Utah, and she called me and she said, Jennifer, I want you to know, this was just a few days before she left, she said, we would not be serving this mission if it was not for Reliv. There is no possible way with our help that we could ever do this. And so, you just keep those people on your list and keep sharing. And your list, the bigger your list, the more people you contact, the faster your business and bigger your business will be. So you have that list, and the second part is to connect. This is sometimes what catches people, but you know what? You just share your excitement, maybe why you thought of them. This needs to be kind of you, like there can't be any written scripts or whatever. But I like to keep this part very simple. This man that I shared with that was very, very sick, I met him at a church function, and he was talking to my husband and I and telling us that he had, had all these strokes and whatnot. And, the only thing I said, I was kind of glad we were where we were because I didn't feel like I could say a whole lot and talk about business a whole lot. But I could tell this man had a really special spirit. I could tell he was an awesome person, and I just told him, I know something that can help you. And that honestly was it. And he said, my name's Steve, and he told me his last name, and he said, I live in Orem, give me a call. And so I did. I went back that day. It was on a Saturday. And you know what? I did not call him alone. I got somebody else that had high cholesterol and that was a powerful business builder, Jerry Foote, who lives in St. George. I got him on the phone with him. He shared his story, and Steve said, how can I find out more? And so I went to his home that night and did a Reliv presentation, and it probably wasn't a really fabulous one either, but but that's, so keep it simple. Be ready to share. Love people. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth. I have sponsored people that I've met at Walmart. I've sponsored people that have checked me out with groceries. I had one lady that looked super sick. She was ringing up my groceries. I could tell something was wrong, and I just said, are you okay? We just love people. And she said, no, I'm not. I'm having a migraine. I have horrible anxiety. I'm on all these medications. And I just said, you know what? My friend had migraines for 25 years and has found something that has helped her. I'd be happy to get you more information. And I got her number. Most people won't call you if you give, you can exchange numbers, and so I followed up with her. I had my friend who had migraines get on the phone with her, share her story, and she started on the products and is a distributor. So you just be ready to share, but your goal here, like I shared with Steve, I connected him to a story, shared with him a little bit about Reliv, and then we set an appointment. So that's you're always wanting to get people to that next level. So that's your goal when you connect with people, is to set that appointment, which leads us into the third step of building a business is to share the Reliv story, the whole story. I think some people feel like they can't share the business part or whatever, but I share the whole story. In fact, when I shared with Steve, he kind of stopped me, and if you haven't seen a Reliv presentation, the first part we kind of talk about the company and the products, and then the second part we talk about the business and their options as far as purchasing and sharing with others. And when I got to that part, Steve's a really sweet person, but he said, you know what, I just don't even need to hear about a business because I'm super sick. I'm just trying to survive right now. And I said, that's okay, I understand that, but let me just show you quickly, because you can also save money, you can also get a better price, and you might think of people you want to share in the beginning. And so I went through and I did that part, quickly. I try to really adjust what I do to people's needs. I don't let people tell me how to build my business. That's a tongue twister. But I knew he was very sick, so I didn't take 30 minutes sharing the business. I took 5 or 10, but I still shared. And you can share the Reliv story by going to their home using an opportunity book. You can take your laptop. You can take your iPad. You can do online presentations. I do these a lot, reliv.com/getting started, or you can go into opportunity and find it there. If you have any questions, you're welcome to call me. But I do this a ton. If I'm talking to someone and they're asking questions, I say, do you know what? Do you have 20, 30 minutes right now? And I just take them right to the internet and do a presentation like that. But it's important that people understand, the different products that Reliv has and their options. And sometimes, sometimes I do. I had one lady that was very, very sick. She had 4 autoimmune diseases, and she just wanted to get started on the products. She said, let me get feeling better. And then, so occasionally I have just started people on the products. But as often as possible, I try to share the whole Reliv story. So you've done that. I would say don't do this alone. Use your upline. Whenever I share, whenever I go through a Reliv presentation, I always have people that can share their stories and on the call, because that's really what shows the reality of Reliv and how amazing it is when people hear health and business stories. Okay, so the 4th step is ask for a decision, and this is always what happens at the end of a presentation. People are given an option to become a customer, a distributor, or a master affiliate. And so be prepared for this if you've gone to someone's home. Everything now is online. It's super easy. If you have a Reliv website, you can have them sign up there, or you can, a personalized website, or you can just go to reliv.com, click on join, and have them, but be prepared. We used to take applications and have them fill them out and sign them and fax them in. Now I don't even have a fax machine, but if you want to do it that way, you can do it that way. But be prepared to have products and the tools you need. I always take product with me to a presentation, because oftentimes people want to get started. Usually they do. I personally always do a shaker cup. If someone becomes a new customer or distributor, I give them a shaker cup so they have an easy way to shake their shakes. But whatever you like to do, be prepared to have what you need to get them started. So if after you've done a presentation and you ask for a decision and you just ask someone, where would you like to get started, and they say that they are interested, they want to build a business, they want to start sharing with other people, like I said, get them online or an application, get that filled out. I oftentimes revisit the comp plan. Usually when I'm doing a presentation, I'll go through the comp plan pretty quickly. I'll talk about, retail profits and wholesale profit and overrides. And then if that's what they are interested in, I kind of revisit that a little bit, talk about the importance of master affiliate and how they can earn an income and earn income the quickest. Alrighty, and then I don't know where the slide is. I think I accidentally erased the slide about customer. So if someone's decision is, they just want to try the products, I don't necessarily try to talk them into anything else, but just get them started very simply. I start most everyone on Now, sometimes Classic, but Now and capsules, Lunacin when I can add that in. And even if they have like arthritis or whatever, I don't usually recommend functional formulas in the very beginning. Those always speed up results, but I like to add those in after follow-up and things. That's what I personally do. But, just get them started. Maybe you can go in their kitchen and help them mix up a shake. I sometimes like to talk about like fun recipe shake ideas that are yummy and get them excited and get them started. All right, and then the 5th step in building a business, you have someone, they've either become a customer or they've become a distributor. You want to follow up, help them know how to take the products, educate them with stories. plug them in. This man that I just shared his email earlier, Dan, he was in a business group that I was in, and so I got him on a call with someone that had leukemia and someone that had high cholesterol, and when he was interested in Fit3, I had Bev Bentley share with him, Bev's lost I don't know how much now, over 26 pounds, and just let him hear these stories and make sure he was taking the products correctly, consistently. So that's important. I keep it simple. I try to make my calls 2-3 minutes, but it really keeps people going. I add everyone that I start on the products in an email blast, that I'll blast out emails every once in a while with a new story or a new promotion or whatever. And usually I like to call, this is just kind of an example of what you can do. Call the, first day and make sure that they're mixing their shake right. Some people will mix now and energize separately or whatever, but you just want to make sure that they're doing it correctly, taking it consistently, and I don't really ask people if they're having results. They always will share with me. But just keep plugged in. And then the longer people are on the products, the less follow-up they need. But that follow-up in the beginning really helps them. If you don't know how to do a 3-way call, you'll want to learn that on your cell phone or home phone or whatever phone you learn, because we do lots of 3-way calls in Reliv. A great way to follow up is also the Monday night call, which we'll talk about in a minute. Or, there's different conference calls, recorded calls, live calls. I started a Word document 14 and a half years ago when I started Reliv, and I just alphabetized by disease, so, ADHD, autism, asthma, whatever, from A to Z. And my page is now over 150 pages long of stories that I have that I can go to if I need a post-polio story or whatever. And I don't always make sure I have the perfect story, but just having people hear reality of Reliv is helpful. And when you have a distributor, set them up to succeed. Make sure they know about, the Monday night calls. Get them on with you if you want. Plug them in. Let them know about meetings and conference and, whatever is going on with Reliv. And you can help them with those 5 steps that we've talked about today, making a list, help them connect with people. Don't leave people by themselves. I mentioned I was super shy, and that was what I loved the most about the Reliv business is I knew I didn't have to do it alone, and I was grateful for that. It just was huge relief to me. I can just plug my Reliv friends in with my contacts, and away we go. So help them know how to order and register people and whatnot. All right, so Reliv has a success system that we, so kind of your daily activities are, the 5 steps we've talked about. You can do 3-way calls to help plug people in, use your upline. You can do in-home meetings. Usually there's presentations in your area. I know here in Utah we usually have 2 a month, one in Salt Lake and one in Orem. I believe we have Bev Bentley coming in June. We're still trying to nail that down, but hopefully that second weekend, I think it's like around the 9th or 10th. So watch for that. Also, Reliv lists events online. I have people in my business in Samoa, Australia, Mexico, Canada. Your business will go all over the world, so don't limit yourself to just your neighborhood. Look at, right now there's, like I said, there's BLTs happening in the Reliv world, and so look online. And what you do is you log in as a distributor and go to events and find out where they are and think of who you know in that area. But there's different trainings and webinars that people have, or that Reliv has daily. And then, they have the Monday night story call, products calls, different support tools, the Reliv website. This slide said MATs. They now call it business BLTs, business leadership trainings. And then conference is usually, almost always in July, sometimes August. And so you just keep doing these things over and over to build a business, and Reliv has that support. So here, the Monday night call, they now call the Tom and Tina Show. For those of you new on the call, Tom Pinnock is the Vice President of Sales, and he's amazing. He's been a Reliv distributor for 28 years or so. He was one of the very first distributors Reliv ever had. And he is an amazing person. He has so much passion, but he has so much love, and he really does care about people. And Tina is our awesome personal trainer that's kind of heading up Fit3. So they do a fun show. I know they have fun. They sometimes give away like Fit3 water bottles and have different fun little things they do on that call. And then there's a monthly story podcast, and there's a number there. It's recorded for a month. You push option 2 on that call. Alrighty. And then Sedona is the next fun Reliv. They're taking the top 5 people with the highest volumes in the next 3 months to Sedona. And that will be awesome. And not just 5 people. They're also, if you reach the ambassador level, presidential level, then you can earn that trip. And Reliv Trips are the best. We have earned multiple trips with Reliv. We've been to Bermuda, Banff, Canada. The first Reliv trip we earned was to Scottsdale, Arizona, which doesn't maybe seem that exciting, but it was awesome. We took our kids. We stayed at a amazing resort. I think it had like 23 pools or something, slides. My kids had a blast, and it was fun. But they treat you like royalty. You don't pay one dime. They meet you at the airport, pick you up, take you to a hotel. You always stay in the nicest. When we stayed in Bermuda, the taxi driver or whoever, we kept driving, and we said, so where are you? We knew the name of the hotel, and I don't remember what it was, but we were driving there, and we're like, so is this a nice hotel? And he's like, yeah, the nicest hotel we have. And it was beautiful. It was right on, there were pink sandy beaches. I did not know sand like that existed in the world. It was super soft, just beautiful. We had so much fun. We went on a boat called the Fast Cat or something. I can't remember the name of it, but it was, you sat on top of this boat, and they buckled you in like you were on a roller coaster. And it was just like that. In fact, there was hurricane warnings. And they took that boat, I think it went up to 60 miles an hour all the way around Bermuda, and it was so much fun. Oh my gosh, I had a blast. I think some of the people on were sick, but I had fun. It was awesome. So work for the trips. It's nice. One thing that helped me a ton in my business is setting goals. I set goals on how many new people I would talk to every day, how many appointments I would do a week, when I would reach key director, senior director, master director, and we're not going to spend a lot of time on those, but if you have questions, call your upline, and sometimes we focus on different things, and today I wanted to focus on that Power of 3 promotion. But it's super important, and also with Fit3, it's very important to have your why and know why you want to build this business, why you want to get healthier, why you want to lose weight, and then work for that. And then when hard times come, when someone says no, or when someone sticks a big piece of pie in front of your face, you could go back to that why and just remember, why you're doing what you're doing. Let's see here. But yeah, this is okay. So this is the last slide today, but you just keep duplicating over and over the things that you're doing and helping other people do the same. Like I said, the Power of 3, you find 3, help them find 3, and help, just keep helping those people do that. Keep doing those 5 fundamental steps that we talked about over and over every day. Think about who's next, who you can share with today. And that's it for training. 7 minutes early. I'm going to go do yard work and plant 150 flowers and make food for 50 people today, so I'm sure you all have plenty to do. So everyone have a super amazing day and weekend with your families. Do something fun, give your kids a hug, and let's make it a great Reliv week. Let's go out and share this power of 3, sponsor more people, invite, get people to conference and help grow Reliv. I think it's so important. Reliv needs to be in every single home and every person's body. It changes lives. So anyway, I love Reliv, and thanks for being on today, and everyone have a super day. I got to end the recording. Here we go. Let's see. Okay.